Morning, everybody. It's Nick. I hope everybody's safe and well. Yes, tired Nick. It was my wedding anniversary on Thursday, and I've had 2 very boozy nights. I'm not sure that my liver recovers quite as quickly, I've got to say. But the thing that's really in my mind today is about purpose, and actually I'm a bit worried about purpose. So I think there's an awful lot of us, and there's a lot of narrative around purpose, about finding our purpose, and this purpose being, kind of seen as this big, meaningful, profound thing. And I know I've suffered a lot from that, particularly when I gave up my career. So, I had a great career, which I enjoyed, but, it became a little bit, I became too defined by it and too dependent on it. And I lost myself a bit. And I've had a few wilderness years where, on this forum and many conversations I've had, I've gone, I'm lost. What's my purpose? What's it all about? And something's really dropped for me just lately, which is, it's true what they say, isn't it? You end up where you started off. It's just that you finally can see it when you get there. And I think, we actually all have our purpose within us all of the time. And it's actually just as simple as being our genuine, authentic selves and just putting whatever that authentic self is into the world, just putting that into the world in terms of the way we show up every day, the way we're honest about all of us, the messy bits, not just only showing the sparkly bits, the way that we interact with people, the way that we use our skills to help people, to give to people, to show to people. And that it's a bit of an optical illusion that we're chasing this thing that we think exists, this purpose that we're going to discover. And I do get a bit worried about, the number of, self-help courses I see and, stuff about finding purpose and all the rest of it. And I think I've mentioned before, I've been at conferences before where, they're absolutely rammed. They're packed out with hundreds, if not thousands of people who then spend hundreds, if not thousands of pounds to sign up to courses to help them find their purpose. And it's never really sat well with me because I think there's something about purpose that's intrinsically part of who we are as human beings. And I'm not sure that, there's any methodology or formulaic thing, that we need to follow to be able to find that. And the problem is when you follow some formulaic thing, that somebody's put together because it helped them, it's brilliant that it's helped them, and it is absolutely genuine. It probably did do it for them, but that doesn't mean that you'll find yours in that way, because we're all very unique individual people and we're all on our own journey. We move at our own pace and we do our own thing. And I think we've created this narrative where purpose is defined by this set of criteria, has to tick the boxes of, is it really profound? Does it help, millions of people? And I'm just like, well, maybe it will and maybe it won't, and maybe you will know, maybe you won't know. But actually, I think purpose is so much simpler than that. I think it's actually just getting to a place where you can really, 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 truly be yourself. You can look at yourself in the mirror and you can really own all of you, including the really crappy bits and the bits that, might make you feel, shame, but look at it, actually look at it. Don't be scared, because that's about what self-love's about. It's about looking at that and really, really owning it. And I think that if each of us can kind of liberate ourselves, throw the shackles off of what we think we should or shouldn't be doing, then just getting up every day and completely and utterly being ourselves is our purpose. And that doesn't mean, I'm not off to my 6-figure salary and doing things that sound terribly sexy and earn shitloads of money. But that doesn't mean that my purpose is any less valid, because for whatever reason, instinctively, I made these choices for a reason, and I stepped into who I was meant to be for a reason. And I very much went with how it felt. And, my purpose may be, simply showing my children how to create a safe home, that feeds and that nourishes them. My purpose may be simply showing my children that it's okay to be imperfect. Sometimes, I am an arsehole. Sometimes I do lose my shit. Sometimes I do make mistakes. and that sometimes, you know, that can be upsetting. And also showing them, you know, how much joy there is, and how much there is to laugh about, and how much there is to embrace in this world, and how much beauty there is. And yes, there is all the horrible stuff. You know, it was captured in a conversation we were having on one of our walks the other day, and it was about the figures that were coming out for the virus, and the very, very tragic deaths that go with it. I mean, death is always tragic. But, you know, one perspective is, when we talk about the number of deaths, and I said, yes, but I don't just want to think about the number of people that have died. I also want to think about, for every person that's died, how many have we helped recover? And for every day that goes by, how much more do we now know about this virus? How many more testing kits have we got? How many more people have we helped feel better? You know, so, you know, purpose is in the simple, is in the everyday things. It is in the way that we show up and we own up as ourselves, and we live our lives truly and authentically. And for each and every one of us that can do that, we effectively give permission to others that can do it. You know, I'm in a psychologically safe enough environment where I can do that, and I have always really been in that environment in terms of, you know, my family. Not everybody is. So, you know, maybe that is my purpose, that just by being able to show up and own up as myself, you know, I can help others do so too. And if every single person were able to do that, because we are all such unique, beautiful, imperfectly messy individuals, we will all bring this myriad of wonderful things to the world, and we'll just all be living our purpose. And it's not something you have to go out there and find and spend thousands of pounds on and gazing navel for 6 weeks before you find it. It's just about taking your shackles off and allowing you to be you. So I hope that helps. Lots of love. Bye.